Yes, now, bless now, don't forget the rest. Now, Dez, King of the Pit TV, signing in. It was about time. It was about time, people. Yo, as a fan of extreme music, as a little bit of a metalhead, I've never really delved into Morbid Angel. I know, but today it changes. Altars of Madness, from what I'm aware, the debut studio album, seen the artwork here, there and everywhere. Alright, very familiar with the artwork. Let's get into it. E-Rake Records, we're in for a treat. We've got the full dynamic range edition. Now, I don't know what the hell that's all about. Do you just... Is that the new way of saying remastered? What's going on, full dynamic range edition? What, were we cutting off a couple of frequencies in the original? Am I going to have some high-pitched frequency, some dog whistle in my ear or something? This one's Immortal Rights, as always, people. Support me like I support the underground. Don't waste your time, don't waste your life. You do not want to be waiting months on end for me to get through this record on YouTube. The link is down in the description. Access all of the album commentaries right now. This is Immortal Rights. Come on. Altars of Madness. Let's see if it's a mad ting. Yo, Mackie D's. Altars of Mackies. Come on now. Come on. Fucking hell, 2 ads. E-Rake Records are rinsing this full dynamic range for all it's worth, right? Free. Oh, I thought that was free advertisements. I just didn't skip it. Come on. Might do Terrorizer as well soon. What do you think? World Downfall. Yo, this one's for the Morbid Angel fans. I'm going to come in with a criticism from the get-go. Yo, I would have rather heard Glenn Benton on this. I would have wanted to hear big Glenn Benton and them death growls on this instrumental. I think them vocals might take a little bit of getting used to for me, you know. We got any highs? Got any highs? Little key there in the background, you hear that? Like string section. Yeah, I want it to just kick into a crazy chug riff. I think there's a potential it might just get straight back into the full-on death metal. And then a guitar solo over the top of some fast stuff. But I want to dun 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 dun. You know what I mean? One of them. Prior to this, I was listening to Hell Awaits, and somebody in the comment section says the lead guitars took a hell of a lot of inspiration from the guitars in Hell Awaits. That right? When was this put out? 89. This was put out in 89, and only prior to this I was listening to Obituary, Slowly We Rot, which I think was also 89, right? Is that correct? I was listening to Summit that was also 89. Definitely wasn't System of a Down. I think it was Obituary. My Cubicle Penguin says, I always love metal bands that can groove. I completely agree. There needs to be some sort of groove, some sort of rhythmic element to the band, because I can't be doing with bands that are just noise for noise sake. You know, it just kills me off. It's too much. I need to tap my toe at Summit, you know? That was Morbid Angel with Immortal Rights. Good band. I mean, when you put it into the perspective of just putting a record on, not many bands sound as good as that. I mean, the production value is good, but the musicianship and the craft is good as well. Not many bands sound as good as that. I think we take it as, well, I took it as granted initially pressing play, because obviously I've been listening to System of a Down, I've been listening to AC/DC, I've been listening to Obituary, I've been listening to Rancid. On this channel, I've been sort of keeping a relatively high standard, because there's people who really like them bands for a reason. They're good at what they do. But when you compare and contrast and remember the general band comes nowhere near close to the actual capabilities of what we're hearing, it puts it into perspective, because I lose sight of it sometimes and I just think, oh, it's just another death metal band. I haven't thought of that regarding this band, of course, but you know what I mean, it's very easy to just sort of pile it in with the rest of incredible high quality acts you've already heard. In general, I mean, you're not going to hear this band playing at your local event on a support act. You're not going to do that. It's a great high quality degree of craft and application onto a record. This next one's entitled Suffocation. We had an Obituary tune called Suffocation as well. What's going on? Des, King of the Pit TV signing in. This is mad because this was put out in 89, I think. I was listening to Obituary Slowly We Rot for a first time today. That was 89 as well, I think. And they both have tunes on that record called Suffocation. This is track 2. Never heard it before. Not heard any of these tracks before. Let's go. Death to All But Metal. Crystal Little Page says, not a Satanist, but I love Morbid Angel. Let's have a look at these responses. I don't even know if I want to look at these responses, to be honest with you. Yeah, I swear to God, if one of you metalheads has left a nasty response to this, or a bitchy response, I'm not going to be pleased. I've never met a Morbid Angel fan who actually was. Hey, it's about Lovecraft shit, not Satan, says Jonathan. Mr. Vinston says metal is for everyone. Yo, I'm going to like that comment. I'm going to like that comment. Respect. That's what I like to see. Tickon says, this music is to jerk the chains of fundamentalists of all religions. As a Quaker, I approve. Wow. Hey, Morbid Angel fans, you've done yourself a fantastic service for the responses to that comment, because that could have attracted some childish comments. Yeah, cool. Shout out to Mr. Vinston for saying metal is for everyone. Respect for that. And Tickon, says it's to jerk the chains. It's not to downright spit on things and to go out of the way being edgy and sort of, have a literal foot within, the evils of the world. It is theatrical and it is sort of out there to, push the buttons, if you want, of other people. That's art at the end of the day, innit? You love it or hate it. As long as you experience some sort of emotional reaction, the artist might have got what they wanted. Quality, they were good responses. I'm pleased with that. Because I know what metalheads are like, man. Come on. Come on. Bye-bye. That was a very bizarre bass tone. You don't hear bass lines sound like that often, do you? That's an odd bass tone. It's the dawn of the crucified. Suffocation. It's the dawn of the crucified. Suffocation. Suffocating evil from the rise, cleansing the method of iniquity. Cauldron blazing, sanctifying ritual. Bow to the joint with the eyes. That was Suffocation. Hey, I mean, it goes without saying, we're going to have an incredible consistency throughout the record. I don't think this is going to slow down anytime too soon. If you like your metal, I think you're in for the ride throughout the entire record at this point, because them first two tracks have just given an incredible showcase in regards to the quality of the band in a death metal sense. We've got Visions from the Dark Side coming up next. There's King of the Pit TV signing in. This one's entitled Visions from the Dark Side, alright? We're listening to Altars of Madness, of course we are. Don't waste your time waiting for me to upload the whole record, or any record you're interested in. Check the link in the description and support me via that way, that's a lot better. We've got a little ride ahead of us, let's keep it moving. Visions from the Dark Side. There's King of the Pit TV. Track number 3, let's go. Visions from the dark side. Come on. Quite a grim riff.
Dark eyes, shadows grim, they come for me. Midnight shines like a dirt, evil's rise. It's fate, open wide, capsules of my dreams. Lasting times, monster on, take my mind again.
Ivan says the best song of the best death metal band in history. This album is brutally perfect. God's Morbid Angel. The best song of the best death metal band in history. What a bold statement.
Wasteful memories, acid flavors flow. Vigil for this lands again, sounding from below. Dogs of war, take the zone, taunting all their sins. Weapons aimed at liberty, I vision no one wins. Take my mind, all the way. The dark side calls, I shan't resist. Made forever, brought to me, my machine control. Dark to grave, scaling brave, victim rising soul. Wind to war, suffocate, voodoo in the sky. Breathe the gases, breathe the war, I vision all will die. Who take my mind, all away. The dark side calls, I shan't resist.
This is death metal. This is what I associate with like 100% pure death metal. That tapping away there on the bell. Or would you call it the ride? Is it the ride, yeah? A whole lot of different ideas going on in this record. When I was listening to Obituary only today for the first time properly, you'd hear different elements and a little bit of inspiration over from the punk side as well. But this Morbid Angel record has really just been death metal. It's really just been death metal. I mean, you will have heavy metal influences here and there, but it is just death metal, innit? I mean, even the Obituary record to an extent was like a thrash metal record, but here, even the thrash metal elements are really dialed down. There you go, very cool. As I said in the last track, just consistent, very consistent. It's a blessing and a curse, really. Purely as given it is just so consistent, I'm somewhat limited on what's catching my ear because we are staying good. We are staying good. There's no differentiation as far as quality is concerned. So we don't boost the quality up and just have this amazing, crazy riff at one point, because most of it is pretty tech and most of it is pretty detailed and well considered. So generally, it's really good, isn't it? You can see why these will get picked up by a label and pushed, squeezed for what they're worth. Got Maze of Torment coming up. Des, King of the Pit TV signing in track 4 and 9. We're listening to Altars of Madness. This one's entitled Maze of Torment. Top comment, Michael Rubino says this album must have been devastating in 1989. Yo, anybody around at that time? I know I've got a few older heads who keep in touch with the videos, so let me know. Were you about during this time? Were you a metalhead? Did you see Morbid Angel around this time? Let me know the cultural impact. This is Maze of Torment. Come on. Cool intro. Them stabs were brilliant. This is the best riff of the record so far. I'd mosh to this. Best riff. Come on. Proper little skanker. This is the best track on the record so far because it's got the best riffs of the record so far, in my opinion. This little skanker riff right here is brilliant. I love it. Where are we going? Super heavy riff. I'd remove that effect off of the guitar for this riff though. I don't know what's going on with the tone on that guitar, but if it was just organic, it'd be superb. Heavy. "1989, glorious year for metal," says German Demolition. Captain Fallow says maybe the best. People, we're going to have a little history lesson. Let's see what came out in 89. Let's talk about it. As far as hardcore goes, 89 had a lot of good New York bands putting out demos and whatnot. 89 was good for hardcore punk. Metal albums out in 1989. Let's have a look what came out. Beneath the Remains, Sepultura. Savatage, Gutter Ballet, anybody know that? I don't know that. Tesla, Skid Row, Wasp. Dr. Feelgood came out, come on now. Testament, Practice What You Preach. Godflesh, Street Cleaner. Metal Church, which is a band I should check out, right? Blessing in Disguise. Hellstar, Nosferatu. The Cult put out Sonic Temple. The Cult come from where I am right now. Bradford. I mean, I don't live in Bradford, but stopping off, you know. Soundgarden, Louder Than Love, Altars of Madness. Agent Orange, Sodom, Faith No More. World Downfall by Terrorizer. That's an album I need to check out. Slowly We Rot, Obituary, Overkill, Years of Decay. Exodus, Fabulous. Man! Symphonies of Sickness, Carcass. Extreme Aggression by Creator. Handle with Care by Nuclear Assault. Pestilence, Consuming Impulse. This essentially is a list of albums I need to check out on this channel. 89 was something else. Severed Survival by Autopsy. Headless Cross by Black Sabbath. I have never heard of Headless Cross before. I've never heard it referenced. King Diamond put out Conspiracy. White Lion, never heard of White Lion. Fate's Warning, Perfect Symmetry. Wrath's Child, America, Climbing the Walls. Annihilator put out Alice in Hell. Alice in Hell was co-written by a pop songwriter, in case you didn't know. They had co-writers, ghostwriters, of people who were writing songs for hit artists and the charts at that time on that record. Sabbath put out Dreamweaver, Repulsion, Horrified, Bolt Thrower, Realm of Chaos, Candlemas, Tales of Creation, Blind Guardian, Alice Cooper, Whitesnake, Atheist. Fucking hell, man. Hard. There we go. Best tune on the record so far, Maze of Torment. Best tune on the record, definitely. We got Chapel of Ghouls coming up next. That's
We provided
quality title, Chapel of Ghouls. Yes, King of the Pit TV signing in. Chapel of Ghouls. This is track number 5 of 9 on Altars of Madness. We're listening to the debut LP. It's been an easy listen. I'm not going to lie to you. This hasn't been a problem. This is Chapel of Ghouls. Let's go. Jeez. So Snotlin Wizard says there's no metronome, no triggered bass drums. But Voss Raider, first comment, says the bass drums are absolutely triggered. The only reason people dislike trigger drums is when the sample played sounds like shit. These sound fine. Frank Burdo has said, no way, Jose, no triggers used on this record. Have we got a confirmation? It's a misconception by some people that triggers are somehow cheating. So if anybody doesn't know what triggers are, you can attach a module onto, well, I don't think they're called the module, right? But you can attach some gear onto the kick drums that produce a sound like a sample every time the kick connects to the bass drum. And then through the monitors, it'll sort of like give a punchy kick sound. Basically, that means that there's no heavy differentiation in the dynamic of the kick, so you can gently patter at the kick drum and still produce like a heavy sounding powerful kick. All right, so some drummers can like use kick drums at lightning speeds just by pattering away at them, as opposed to like having to go through the effort of like really paggering them kick drums, which would, you know, be a lot harder to do in all fairness. I'm not a drummer, people, so correct me where I've gone wrong if so, but that's my theory. Chapel of Ghouls, let's go. And some people consider triggered drums cheating, but you know, if you like the outcome, if you like, what's cheating when it comes to creating music? If the audio experience is good for you, who cares, man? Some edginess. I do like that riff. I like. My mate, who's a proper big Morbid Angel fan, says Altars of Madness is the worst Morbid Angel record. What do you think to that? Yo, this is a mystical section right here. This is a mystical, magical section. Whoa. Where's my wizard's hat? Come on. Ba-ba-ba. Bum 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 ba da da ba ba da ba 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 da da ba ba da ba 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 da da ba ba da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba da ba. Oh, if anybody knows what tune that was, let me know down in the comments. It's the exact same. Someone says, for Pete only been doing double bass for like a month before recording this is pretty damn good. That's really good if that's the case, because, yeah, the double kick's kind of crazy, isn't it? I've found, though, with drummers, if they have experience and they've sort of noodled about on the kit for years, and they're good drums, when it comes to picking up, tightening, and performing these beats and rhythms to a high standard quick, they tend to be able to do that. It seems like there's a good crossover when it comes to learning different stuff on the drums, given that you have a good experience in the techniques and capabilities elsewhere on the kit. It's all rhythm, innit? That was Chapel of Ghouls. Not only was that Chapel of Ghouls, that was the full dynamic range edition of Chapel of Ghouls. Alright, 2 minutes 20 for this next tune. I wonder what we're in for. Bleed for the Devil. Shout at the devil! Dez, King of the Pit TV signing in. That's me on the screen right now trying to pick some Gravlax. Yo, this was Bleed for the Devil, not to be, oh no. Mysterious DFS says this is literally 80% blast beats. I was wondering what we were doing with a 2 minute 24 tune. Not to be mistaken for a Motley Crue Shout at the Devil. Which, in its own way, might just be as extreme, because that stirred a lot of controversy, didn't it, back in the day? This is Bleed for the Devil, let's go. Access all full album commentaries. Don't waste your life away waiting for me to put the record up. Check the link down in the description. Come on! Garendorf Champion says, I think this particular song is more grindcore than death metal. At least aside from the solos. Something. Oh, we've got the genre professionals. You know death grind exists, which is just a faster death metal. You know what? I have never really come across all the... Because you know me, people, I'm not a death metal head. And I'm not really a grindcore head. So the idea of listening to death grind... I rarely come across that sort of stuff. Timbuck says blackened death. Laura says it's black metal. And AS says, no it isn't lol. This is just death metal. AS was just like, woman in the metal comment section identified. No it's not lol. Trey once stated they see themselves as black metal. Very interesting. Thematically, they're black metal, but it's like calling Merciful or Venom black metal. Wow. What an interesting twist. Black metal. Bobby Blitz from Overkill gave a listen to this song in '89 and said that this band is formed by roadies that wanted to make music. That's pretty good. And in the related videos, I've got Typo Negative, I Don't Wanna Be Me. That's a banger, people. I don't wanna be me. Rest in peace to the big man, Peter Steele. Come on. There we go. Pretty extreme, eh? That was Bleed for the Devil. That was an extreme number, that. Let's keep it moving. I don't have much to comment on, to be honest with you. Blast beats. The riffs were noisy. It wasn't my kind of riffing. We got Damnation coming up next at 4 minutes 11. Let's keep it moving. Let's go. Pow. Yes, now bless now. Des, King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Morbid Angel's Altars of Madness record, alright? This one's entitled Damnation. It's track 7 of 9. We're nearing the end of this record. Let's go. Heaviest song on the album. Rhythm section sounds like they're putting their best to not fall apart at this point. I mean, this might sound as a bit naive to you. It might sound like a bit like duh, but it's incredible how you even the extremities of this style of music, you still hear how it's built off of heavy metal. Rhythmically. And, you know, the riffs might be a little heavier, there might be more distortion, the drums might be a little more faster tempo. There might be different tones in and timbres within the kit. The vocals definitely, you know, a little bit different, a little more grunted and growled. But musically speaking, instrumentally speaking, we still have heavy metal at the core of this. We've just intensified everything. The distortion, the speed, the tuning, you know? That's quite a cheeky little riff, innit? Like the riff itself is actually quite funny for a death metal band. Blasphemy coming up next. Blasphemy coming up next. That was Damnation. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Dez, King of the Pit TV, signing in. Sponsored by Doritos Tangy Cheese. Is tangy cheese the best flavour? Or is it... Nah, you know what? It's that spicy one. Whatever one that is. So whilst that's getting sorted, let's have a look at the comment section. Such a badass voice, people are saying. David's voice was so cool. I wonder what kind of human shit could ever push the dislike button on such a masterpiece. Glenn Benton. Why would Glenn Benton do that? Glenn Benton not a fan of Morbid Angel or something? Yes, no. This one's called Blasphemy, people. Hold on to your socks. Come on. Soon to be legal in Ireland. What's all this about? Blasphemy is... I don't fucking know.
I am the god of gods, master of the arts. I despite the shaft, for I live in the flesh. Love me. Chant the blasphemy, mockery of the Messiah.
Them blasts are crazy.
Curse the Holy Ghost, flavor of the weed. God lies and greed, God of hypocrisy. You laugh at your bastard child. No God to come before me. Nothing to ghost. Nothing to ghost. Nothing to ghost. Nothing of the Holy Ghost. Blasphemy, mockery of the Messiah. Curse the Holy Ghost, flavor of the weed. God of lies and greed, God of hypocrisy. You laugh at your bastard child. No God shall come before me. Blasting the ghost, blasting the ghost, blasting the ghost, blasting the Holy Ghost.
A lot of guitar solos, man. They should cut that shit off. I'm bored of guitar solos, man. I mean, these guitar solos really are just noodling as well. Sorry if it is literally blasphemous for me to say so for the Morbid Angel fans out there, but, you know, come on. Guitar solo. None of them have character, dudes. I just listening to AC/DC, which have got way too many guitar solos, but there's character and there's, you know, differentiation and catchy melodies, and I know it's death metal, but there's only so many dive bombs and just, you know, fretboard wanks I can hear in one record. Come on. Come on. Quite a unique drum rhythm here. It feels like it wants to go into a skank, but it just holds back.
Not for me.
Some pan into that, eh? Let's finish this record off. Let's see how many guitar solos we got on Evil Spells. Keep it moving.
The money makers,
Dez,
where others
King of the Pit TV signing in and signing out. We're finishing off. This one's Evil Spells. We've been listening to the Morbid Angel debut LP, Altars of Madness, from start to finish. I've read in comments in the past videos that this finishes off with a great riff. A great riff to end the record, so I'm looking forward to that. Yo, if you don't want to waste your life away waiting for me to upload full records one single at a time via YouTube, links down in the description. Check out the catalogue, see what's good for you. Let's go. Evil Spells. Bum, bum, bum. Alright, yo, I know we're just about finishing the record, so I might as well finish it with a bomb. Yo, you know, I'm bored of this record. I'm bored of this record. Do you know, I came into this game saying death metal wasn't necessarily for me. This traditional sounding death metal stuff, it bores, it gets boring. It gets boring. I can't mosh to it. And melodically speaking, it lacks, it intentionally sort of lacks the melody needed to keep things interesting for me. There's only so many blast beats I can hear, so many just like garbage wank solos, to be honest with you. I don't like the guitar solos. The nonsensical, there's no credit I've got to give to someone just wanking the fretboard and dive bombing all over the place. There's some good riffs. And, you know, atmospherically it's pretty good. But by this point, I'm bored of this record, to be honest. How many guitar solos do you need? Oh, at this point, it's just pissing me off. Oh, I'm hating today. I'm hating today, people. Come on. That was Altars of Madness, everyone. That was my... Hey, as far as the record goes, it was a good record. As far as death metal goes, I enjoyed it, alright? You know, for me, it did get a little bit boring, but if it was the exact same thing, you know, as a bloody metalcore record or a, you know, thrash metal record, I'd probably hang on. I'd probably say, you know what, that was good. But death metal just isn't my thing to that extent. You know, and it was only on this 9th track where I saw, well, it was at the end of the 8th track where it started to, my patience started to wear a little thin. Overall, it's pretty good. I'm going to continue going through the Morbid Angel discography because I know they have some twists and turns. Some people say this is the best one. I think it's popular due to the artwork because the artwork's brilliant. I've heard that there's better records and this doesn't hold a candle to some of the later stuff. So I'm going to continue going through the records, especially if you give it a couple of views and whatnot. I'll rate this record 6 out of 10. To please the metalheads and all that, in my personal world, I wouldn't come back to this. I'd give it a 4.5. You know what I mean? 4.5, because it's good music. It doesn't turn me off, but I'm not going to listen to this music again because it doesn't appeal to me. It's just, you know, contrary to what I look for in extreme music. But there you go, that was Morbid Angel, that was Altars of Madness. I'm going to sign out, I'll see you next time, people, you know what to do, peace.